Kids and cadets, happy Saturday. Thanks for coming out. Good to see all of you today. Appreciate you checking out my channel. I hope you're having a good day today. Have a good weekend. Scrapper called me yesterday. Said, hey, I got a couple of mowers and a beach bike. If you're interested, I can swing by. So he came by with these two fine beauties. He forgot to bring the beach bike, but he had told me on the phone that it was in rough condition. So I wasn't too upset about that. The beach bikes haven't been selling. Neither of the mowers. This stuff here is going to be fixed and repaired and stored till next May or June. So I gave 70 for the total for the two, and we're going to discuss pricing after I discuss what we need to do to these and how much money we think we can make. So the first one here is a Crafty. It's a 21-inch machine. The engine number is 170-127-5173-688. I'll give you the Craftsman number here. It's got a 4.5 horsepower Briggs engine. The model number for the Crafty 917.372900. So when I saw this on his trailer, I thought, oh, that's not a bad looking machine. That should be a good seller if there's not a lot wrong with it. So he said, oh, both of them run. I says, what do you think you want for them? He said, well, I'm broke. He padded his pants pocket and all he had was change in his pocket. So I looked them over. I thought, well, they kind of look not too bad. This one looks better than that one. That one just needs a Lawrence Carroll cleanup. I thought 35 each, 70 for the pair, I thought would be a fair price, and he was happy to get 70 bucks considering he had less than $1 in his pocket. So I don't know where he got them. He said he used the Bolens to cut somebody's grass, so he was probably trying to make some extra money with that thing. He said he cleaned the carburetor on this Craftsman, no filter. So he got it down on both of them on the ground. I tried it starting this. I pulled it 5 times and nothing. So I quickly realized what the deal might be. Watch the cable jump here. I'm pulling the bail bar back. Look how that jumps up, and it just popped out of the bracket. So this thing is extremely rusty. So I says, here, you hold the bail bar down. I'm going to go down here, and I move the linkage tighter with my fingers. I moved it like half an inch. He pulled it one time, and it started. So we were having an issue with a rusty cable. It was still grounding out the coil. That's why I couldn't get it to start. So it needs another cable, or we're going to try oiling this up in a minute. Let's discuss the blade. So when it did start, this thing rattled and jumped like nobody's business. So I looked at the blade, and you'll see why this thing was a kangaroo. You can just tell by looking at the ends of the blade. This side is much shorter than this one. Look at your gap here. I can get my finger through it. You can see all the wear here. This should be square. Let me rotate the blade over to this side. We'll put my finger back into the gap. Well, maybe we need 3 fingers to fill in the gap. This thing is totally worn off and kind of bent down there. So big vibration. This thing was off-centered. So we need another blade. Let's do the blade. We'll go to the top and try to oil up that cable. And hopefully we can smooth out this vibration. So I had bought some blades at Lowe's. They were discounting them to get rid of them. I bought like 19 blades, I believe, 21s and 22s. They're the 3-holers. So it says here it'll fit a Craftsman, Aaron, Snapper, Murray, Husqvarna, Poulan Pro, Poulan, Dixon, and McCullough. The OEM 532-406-712. That's what I'm using on this. It's an aftermarket outdoor factory parts. It's used for mulch bag discharge. So there's your part number. So we're going to take that off, the old one off, put this one on. So the deal is you need a 9/16 socket or wrench to get this off. Let me pull the plug wire just in case. So I think these blades were $8 or $10. They were really discounting them. I bought every single one I could. It just saves me money in the long run because I won't have to pay $15 for it now. Getting rid of that paper so I can put this thing in place. Okay, I'm going to put a little grease right here for the next guy that's going to remove this. So this is a 2017. This is probably the original blade. It looks like they wore it to death. Might have hit something with it. It was vibrating extremely bad, so they just pushed this thing out to the road. But he said he did clean the carbs, so maybe it had been sitting a while before they got rid of it. Who knows? I'll list that blade number below because I can't read it to you now. It's too late. One and done. So that's on. You can see here we're back to our 1-finger clearance. It looks like they ran into something here. I'm going to grab some channel locks and just pull that out a little bit. Not that it's hitting the blade, but might as well get it straight now while we're down here. Do a little tin work. Something like that. Straighten that out. Okay, that's on. Let's remove the cable. Oil that up. One more snuggie. Scrapper shows up again. This is going to be his little gift of the day. We were leaking a little gas out of the cap here when I had it turned over. Put the cap back, not the cap, the plug wire back on. Okay, let's come up here and remove. Where can I set you? Something like that. So you take a pair of needle nose and you go down there and clamp these two tabs together and it comes out of the bracket. the Z-bend will be like that. You undo the Z-bend, pull it straight down and out. So let me grab my needle nose, come down here and pull these together. Pulled it out of the bracket. Now I do the Z-bend straight down, manipulate it. Something like that. I'm gonna undo the Z-bend up here, and then I'll show you. This thing's probably gonna be rusty. Oh yeah, we're showing rust. Oh, we are showing rust. So what I do is take some sandpaper and sand the cable down here, get rid of all this rust that's gonna be binding the conduit. So let me do that while you look at nothing. Then we'll oil it up. Where's my oil can? Oh, okay, I see it. I was working on a Kohler machine earlier. I gotta call that guy and tell him his machine's ready. That was one thing I forgot to do. I got busy with projects. So just take the cable, some sandpaper, kind of run it down the cable. Sometimes you can salvage them, other times you gotta replace the cable because the cable up here further up is rusty. Okay, let me oil it. We're just going to force some oil down the conduit. Then I push the cable if I can down, but I can't push it. It's too rusty. I'm going to grab the other Z-bend and pull it down like half a inch. Give it some more oil. Grab the Z-bend, pull it down some more oil. Grab the Z-bend on the handle, bring it down another half an inch, another squirt, bring it down some more. So now grab this, a little more oil, we'll start over again. Pretty soon it's gonna start freeing up. Like right now it's feeling good. There is a little bit of a bind, but I think it's up on the other end. There's a little bend in the cable. I'll show you what I believe that deal is. Let me bring you up. See that bend right there? That was the hesitation I was feeling. So we can do the same thing. I can pop this off, hold it vertically, something like that. Goober this up, same process. Put some oil there, push down on it, some more oil, push down. It wasn't as rusty up here. All the water ends up going to the bottom of the tube. Okay, so when I can move the cable like this, the other end is moving freely, we're in good shape. This one wasn't so bad. They can get really bad. You just gotta bite the bullet and change them out. So I'm going to try to bend this by hand. Just kind of tweak that little bend like that. That seemed to help. So I also like to put a little oil in here, help this along. I goop some in there and then goop some in there. So let me do that right now. This is just my basic maintenance. I would do this anyway, even if I wasn't changing cables. I always goop that up. Okay, let's put this thing back together. I'm going to put my Z-bend in first in the linkage. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Okay, Z-bend in, run the wire through the slit in the bracket. Now I'm going to put my 2 plastic tabs through the bracket all the way till they click. Okay, that's in. Now I'm going to come up here, fish my Z-bend into the bail bar, put my plastic clamp into place. I'm going to get a zippy tie to reinforce the clamp, because over time, thousands of pulls on starting this, it weakens that little plastic nipple, and they end up breaking. This falls off and you have no action on your bail bar. Okay, something like that. I'm going to put one right here. We'll work that oil in. So what we'll do is start it, let go of the bail bar, and then quickly move the bail bar back. The engine should catch itself and continue running. I'm testing the flexibility of the cable that way. If I pull this back and it's dragging and the engine stalls, then I need to change out my cable. Okay, let's put this thing to the test. We've got a new aftermarket blade on it. We goobered up the rusty cable. Have not checked oil in both units, but since he said they ran, hopefully he checked them, meaning the scrapper. Okay, let's prime it and pull. We'll listen for any vibration or look for any vibration. I put the wire on. I thought maybe I screwed up. Hopefully I didn't lose all the gas. You know, there's still some down there. Some of it was dripping out of the cap. Let me move the cable here, the linkage. Yep, I think we need a new cable. I just moved it. Okay, so that was a good test. Couldn't get it to start. Same thing, like he brought it off his trailer. I came down here. I just moved it a half an inch. Started. I let go of the bail bar, brought it back, and it didn't catch itself. It didn't pull the cable back to keep it running. So we need another cable, but there was no vibration. So we solved that issue. So we're 1 for 2. Blade helped. Anything would have helped that sorry piece of steel. It's not the blade's fault. It's the owner for not changing the blade on a 2017 unit. Okay, so let me move this one to the side. So we're in good shape on the Crafty. We'll talk about the Bolens. So he said he used this one, like I said, to cut somebody's grass. I'll give you the engine number of this: 1602225156974. It's a 2016 Bolens, 21-inch cut, just like the other one. I'll give you the Bolens model number: the 11 Alpha Bravo Oscar Bravo Lima 765. 11 Alpha Bravo Oscar Bravo Lima 765. He didn't say what he did to this. He just said, oh boy. I don't think he did anything to it. Holy cow. I think we need a new filter. The other one had no filter. This one had one, but not working good. So maybe he got lucky. It looks like he didn't clean anything on this machine. So I don't know why somebody got rid of it. But he said he used it to cut somebody's lawn. 2016. So before we start it, let's just look at the blade. I had looked at the blade on this one, and it's salvageable. It's flat, got a nick there, but it's square. Square here. There's another nick right there. I'll show you. Right there, but I can put an edge on this, so blade isn't too bad. I can do something with it. I wonder what's going to get pulled into the carburetor. Not that that's doing anything. Okay, runs like it's cut some grass. So minimum work on this: sharpen the blade. I'll clean up the deck. I'll put another zippy tie up here to preserve this. So the Crafty's going to require more work than the Bolens. So maybe we'll clean this one up here in a second. Let me discuss pricing. So I paid $70.35 each. The blade for the Crafty was 10. If I got to change the cable, which I do, that's going to be about 10. Air filters, I'm going to need $2. They're about $1 each. I buy them in bulk. That's $92 out the door already on the machines and parts. I figure I could uh, at least get 120 each for them next season, maybe 130 for this because it has a high rear wheel, but definitely 120 on the Crafty with the baby wheel. So I'm looking at 240 or maybe 250 minus 92 for the initial costs and the parts. That leaves me profit 148 or maybe 158 if I go a little higher on this high wheeler. So if you need the cable for that Crafty, you would use the 440934 is the original number, or you could go with the Husqvarna number. They put a 532 in front of the 440934. That's the Crafty blade cable. Sorry, cable. That's your cable number for the 21-inch side discharge Crafty. 440934. You'll see the Husqvarna and the Craftsman numbers always seem to correspond or are very close. Don't look at that. That was something wrong. I took the wrong information. 440934. If you Google this, it's going to automatically show you a Husqvarna part number. And they're under $10, maybe 8 to 12 is what I think for these. If you buy in bulk, they're less. So I'm averaging $10, I believe you can get one of these for. So let me know what you think on my pricing, 130 and 120 for the smaller Crafty. What do you guys try to get? All it's going to be now is storing. I got to stack these things up and just fix and store, fix and store. So I know 70 was a little more than what I pay, but he was broke. I didn't want him to go hungry, but that's not my business. But anyway, I figured for 35, even with a few parts, I'm still going to make some money with a little bit of effort. So as far as deck condition, the Lawrence Carroll paint condition, this isn't shining very good. So this was outside. It kind of looks dull. There's my ATF in the squirt bottle, and by golly, it helped a little bit, but it's so faded and dull. It's just pulling it right into the paint. Maybe you'll need two coats of ATF. Better than nothing. So this is in dire need of a bath. Well used, a lot of scratches here on the tank. Somebody's really gotten their money's worth out of this 2016. The Craftsman needs minimal cleanup. So we'll squirt this thing down. I got my daughter's toothbrush to do any fine cleaning. So I think I got orange glow in here now. I used all the grill cleaner, and then I just pour their 64 ounce containers, refill containers. I got orange glow in here now. It's not the best degreaser. I'd rather have the oven and grill degreaser that comes in this container originally. So this thing may need two passes maybe. We'll see. Got all that dust and dirt caked on. The toothbrush really works well on the wheels. I'll show you. If you spend some time and clean it up, make it look like it was taken care of. Looks are everything. People look at paint condition. If it looks like it's been beat to shit, then they're skeptical. Okay, I'm gonna keep going here kind of fast because you guys got stuff to do. It's Saturday, it's the weekend. Maybe you're out in the garage working on stuff if you're up north, but you got to put the heat on. Home heating oil, I think, is expensive. From what I've heard from some of my up north relatives. That's why they say burn firewood. You get heated 3 times when you're chopping it, stacking it, and then when you put it in the fireplace. It generates heat 3 times. I know all about that, unfortunately. Well, by golly, I think that kind of helped. So let me show you this wheel, what I did with the toothbrush. So I kind of did a quick clean here with the toothbrush, hosed it off. You can see the difference before and after. So if I can get the 4 wheels to look somewhat like that, that'll really help the sale. I'll show you here. grab the toothbrush again. We'll go over some more of the areas here that I missed on the initial pass. The brush fits perfectly through the hole here. So if this is my second pass in this area, I'll hose it off and then you can see the difference. I know I'm not turning a wrench, I'm just using my daughter's toothbrush, but it all adds up. Making it pretty is just as important as changing a spark plug out. Or adjusting the valves, or sharpening a dull blade. So 2 passes with my daughter's toothbrush would do them pretty good. The plastic has been chewed up by a curb here, so there's not much I can do about what's here on the edge of the rim. But any of the smooth surfaces, they came clean. I guess I could take some sandpaper and try to smooth out those nicks, but I'm not that ambitious. If I smooth this out, that might help out things. Actually, I got some rough sandpaper nearby for shits and giggles. Let's just see if that works. What do I got here for sandpaper? It's just a piece and I don't have the roughness on it, what it is. I probably draw the line at that. Although it did work. It did work. It got rid of all the gouges. All I'm doing now is spreading my greasy fingers all over it and making it look dirty again. So just trial and error, think of something that might work. See if it works. If it don't, well, no harm, no foul. Well, it got, there I go again, moving my dirty, greasy hands over it. You figured I would have learned the first time. Yeah, it'd help, but I don't see myself going around to every stupid wheel and sanding the curb rash off. I'm not going to get that technical. I don't have time. Anyway, that's all we got for you. Appreciate you coming out to Tommy Time. Have a good rest of the weekend. I'm done with you right now. We'll come up with something else next week. Tip your waitress and wait staff. Go get some of these if you can find them at Dollar Tree. It's either hit or miss. They sell out, and then maybe 3 weeks later they'll have 15 on the shelf. So I go ahead and buy a couple because you never can tell when they're going to get them in stock again. Anyway, just looking at the ingredients, it's something you don't want to drink. Keep it from freezing and don't drink it. Keep it in a locked storage area. Have a good day. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll throw one at you. We'll discuss something of no importance. Today is no different. Have a good one. Whoa. What dropped you there? I don't want to drop you. That's not going to work out. No droppy. No droppage. Not at all.